Time for our Talk of the Town today here on AM 1390 KRFO. This is the third Wednesday. We'll have a couple of them. We should have one a little after 10 o'clock. Either City Administrator Chris Busey or Mayor Tom Kuntz will be stopping in if they have time. They have other obligations. But we started off our regular time, Mark Arjes with Youth First stopping by to talk about a few things. There's a baseball and softball clinic up. We'll talk about wrestling a little bit as well. Maybe we did this last time you here, but it's a good idea again. Just talk a little bit about Youth First and what you're all about.
Sure. Yeah. Good morning, Lauren. Appreciate you having me in. So, yeah, Youth First. We talk about, we put youth first, and so really what we're looking for is how can we become a youth first community? How can we be have a youth first program? And we talk about all the activity programs that we're putting our kids in, and a lot of times it just comes down to are we really putting the best interest of those young people at the forefront of what we're doing, or is it really about the adults that are running the program or whatever? And sometimes we get caught up in those things as parents and leaders and coaches, and so we're just trying to put our focus back on that. And we talk a lot about a values-based approach to youth development, and it's really about who these kids are becoming through the program. What are they learning? What kind of life lessons are they learning? Are we creating more opportunities for more kids, or are we just trying to, serve an exclusive population, those kind of things. So we're trying to put a little bit of awareness on that values-based piece, and things like we've got a conduct program where we recognize sportsmanship and volunteerism. We call those values-based actions, and then we talk to the parents and the leaders a lot about having a values-based perspective. It's all about development for these kids over the course of their whole life, not just this little window that they're happen to play, youth sports or whatever it might be. So,
is this just unique and local to Owatonna, or is this a Youth First? Is this a national thing? Or?
Well, we started. It's hard. We're in our 7th year here, which Mark Hendricks and Mark's my business partner. He lives up in the Twin Cities, and we started kind of bootstrapping this thing on our own 7 years ago, and now we've got just a ton of great local support and local sponsors. So we started here. And then over the last 5 years, one of the best partnerships we have is with the Minnesota Twins Community Fund, and we're now an official Play Ball Minnesota partner, which we'll talk about the clinic in a minute. But that's really opened a lot of doors for us. We've got some great partnerships with the Minnesota Timberwolves, with MSU Mankato's athletic department now, and so we've started to reach out. I know our conduct program in the last year and a half, recognizing sportsmanship and volunteerism by the kids, the coaches, and the parents. Last year we recognized 53 youth teams just in baseball and softball at Target Field. So we've recognized about 2,500 kids pretty much all over Minnesota in the last year and a half. So.
Yeah, and our main thing we're going to talk about is it's a baseball and softball clinic, and it's free, of course. And, I'll just sort of throw it in your lap, and you can take
What are you doing free in quotes for? It is free.
It's important. I didn't mean that. I was saying that was V for victory.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the Play Ball Minnesota Clinic. It's Saturday, June 25th, and I think this is the 7th or 8th year we've hosted it here locally, and this year it's going to be right over here at the Steele County Fairgrounds, Diamond Number 1. And, it's boys and girls, so it's baseball and softball from ages 6 to 16. And what happens is during the morning there's 2 different sessions. The 6 to 9-year-olds come at 9 o'clock. And then at 10:30 we take the 10 to 16-year-old age group, because it's obviously it's a different maturity level of kids and what they can do, and it's a ton of fun. We have about 250 kids on average that show up. Mix of boys and girls is great, and then some of the fun stuff that we do during the clinic. One of the things we love about the Twins and their Play Ball initiative is they're trying to get parents out on the field with their kids. So, we encourage parents to come. If you got a glove, bring it along. Get out there and help. There's no secret sauce. It's all fundamental, fun, baseball, softball related skill stuff. And the Twins instructors are all either, really, high-level college or high school coaches, or and even Twins alumni sometimes that come down, and they're all decked out in the Twins gear, So they run the stations, and they can, anybody can help. So we're just looking for, a lot of parents to come, bring their kids, just get out there on the field and have a lot of fun. It's really cool. I know I had a parent one time tell me that, it really helped him, encouraged him to go out and just play catch in the backyard. We were talking about that earlier about, we're kind of getting away from that stuff. It's we're so busy, and as parents, you just forget. You can just grab a glove and go out in the backyard and play. Kids love that. I still do that with my 20-year-old kids. They love to come back and just throw in the backyard.
You just simply show up, or do you have to put a lot?
Yeah, no, there's no pre-registration or anything. You just show up at the fairgrounds on the 25th on Saturday morning, and we have a little check-in registration that we do. The cool thing is every kid that shows up gets a Play Ball Minnesota T-shirt, like the one I'm wearing right here. So,
okay.
And it's fun because we see them running around town, and it's got our great message on the back and our sponsors and the Twins logos. And so every kid that shows up gets a T-shirt. After each session, we have a free picnic lunch for the parents and the kids. So even if they bring their sibs along, they get to. And the Walzer Foundation, part of Walzer Automotive Group, they support that with us with Cashwise, and so they provide us. We do hot dogs and water and stuff like that, and just have a lot of fun. They get to have a picnic, and then we do a whole bunch of door prize drawings. So it's funny because we've, in the last year and a half, the great folks at Target here locally in Owatonna have provided a bunch of volunteers off and on for our events. And I walked in yesterday, and Liz actually gave us a grand prize for our drawing. It's a $200 Nintendo 3DS XL, so it's like worth $200. So we've got tons of great door prizes. Cabela's gave us a bunch of cool bags and different things to give away. We've got like 30 youth fishing rods to give out, and I've got some Santana youth jerseys from the Twins, and Spare Time's going to throw in some prizes. And so we've got just a ton of door prizes that we do during these picnic sessions, and we talk to the parents about, hey, remember, this is about what your kids are learning, the life lessons they can learn in baseball and softball. And then at the end, every single kid gets to go home with a Play Ball Minnesota backpack, kind of like this blue one that I've brought here. And that's provided by Great River Energy and the Twins Community Fund. So I know the folks from Steel Waseca Electric Co-op will be there too, and they're part of that Great River family. And so everybody gets a lot of free stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. We feed them, and every year it's just it's one of the fun things we do. It's just a great time to come out as a family and have a good time.
You may get the question, what about children with special challenges or needs?
Not a problem. Yeah, they just bring them along. We'll figure it out. In fact, as a Play Ball Minnesota partner, one of the things we're looking at right now is partnering with the Miracle League of Minnesota, which is one of those Play Ball partners, and they actually build baseball or special needs fields for kids to play baseball and softball around Minnesota. There's one in Rochester and one in Mankato, and so we're looking at how can we be part of that family too, and help make the game available to those folks. So yeah, absolutely, bring them out.
Okay. You mentioned the stations. Just tell me about a couple of the stations.
Well, yeah, it's all the fundamentals. It's it's throwing, and it's fielding, and it's hitting. And so they've got tees and wiffle ball stations set up where they'll work on helping kids with their swing, and they'll take some hitting practice. There'll be some basics on throwing mechanics that are done by some of the Twins instructors, and then the other one is just basics of fielding a ball. So ground balls and fly balls and things like that. And again, it applies to baseball and softball, so it's boys and girls. We get a great mix, so
okay.
It's a lot of fun.
And that's going to be coming up Saturday the 25th.
Yep.
It's right across the street here at the fairgrounds. It's the 6 to 9-year-olds are 9 to 10:30, and the 10 to 16-year-olds from 10:30 to noon. We got time. We can talk a little bit about wrestling too, I understand.
Yeah, in fact, before I forget, I was going to mention too, I know you guys have been promoting the hockey
sure.
event coming up the Wednesday before our play ball clinic on Wednesday, June 22nd at the Minnesota Wild Road Tour is coming to the Four Seasons. And back in 2012 was the last time they were in town. We actually had them at Central Park down there, and we were part of that with Wells Fargo folks and Owatonna Youth Hockey. And it's just a great time. And, the road tours, when they do that, we've done it with the Twins. We do it with the Timberwolves. Now the Minnesota Wild are coming back. And they've got players. And, Anthony LaPanta, the broadcaster, will be there and signing autographs. I know they're going to bring a merch trailer, from what I understand. So there'll be Wild merchandise. Folks can buy that kind of stuff. Kids can get autographs. We're getting involved in two ways. We're partnering with Spare Time and Cashwise and the Steele County Blades. So we'll have a puck shoot contest for kids where they can shoot pucks and try to, get their name on a list and the top scorers or whatever. We're going to figure out a little game with that. And then Spare Time is going to give us some prizes for those kids, maybe playing games or whatever at Spare Time. And that'll be fun. And then Cashwise is providing root beer floats for us. So we're going to have root beer floats available. And the Blades will be involved in both those activities, helping us serve that stuff. And I know the folks from Youth Hockey will be there doing some things and helping out. So it should be just a great celebration of hockey, not just for Minnesota, but for Owatonna too.
1 week from the day.
Yeah, June 22nd, 3:30 at the Four Seasons. So, yeah, and then I think we mentioned the wrestling book. You've been talking a lot about that on the radio too. We've got those around town at different places, Cashwise and Cedar Chiropractic and Bridge Chiropractic and Pizza Ranch. A lot of those places, Park and Rec. So anyway, it's just great. I mean, we work with Triumph Graphics on the design every year on that, and there's so much history in there. You know, I forget when it started exactly, but it's probably a very, very unique publication, you know, as far as something that a community would have around an athletic program. And then it's all updated with this year. I mean, with the 2 state champs and everybody coming back. I mean, it's just it was a great year. So it shows where the kids are and all the history and the ones that are in high school now and kind of encouraging a lot of the youth kids coming up. So yeah, it's full color. Pearson prints it for us, so it's just a great deal.
Talking to Mark Arjes from Youth First, well, obviously you and your partner aren't doing it alone. Do you have a need or a void to fill where some other adults can help you?
Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers, and you know, as we've kind of narrowed our message and our focus down a little bit, we've got some great partnerships with a lot of the associations. You're not just City of Owatonna and Steele County, but also with, you know, like the Huskies Bullpen Club, for example. They're a great partner, and so we work together, you know, all year round on baseball related things. So when the Twins Caravan comes or Play Ball Minnesota comes, I mean, they're involved in promoting it. They try to get all the kids there from their different programs, and parents can step up. But we're always looking for volunteers, not only for the events that we do, but you know, even some of the presentations. I know this summer at the Steele County Fair we'll be recognizing local Owatonna teams for the Sportsmanship Conduct Team Awards that we do, and those teams all get to go to Target Field. We've got 2 nights, September 1st and 2nd, where we'll have hopefully 100 teams at Target Field this year, which will be just a lot of fun. But anyway, you know, we'll recognize those teams one night out at Steele County Fair. And last year it was on the KRFO stage, and it was just packed. I mean, we had so many parents and grandparents and kids there, and it was just a lot of fun. So, yeah, they can you know, contact at youthfirst.com is a kind of a standard email for us if they want to email me, or they can use, you know, certainly call me too, or usually my information's out on all the flyers we put out or on our website, youthfirst.com.
Oh, I just saw the weather yesterday. The clinic on the 25th at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Rain. What?
Well, if it is inclement weather and we have to go inside, we'll go to the junior high.
Okay.
But maybe knock on wood here, right? Is that right or wrong? But we haven't had to do that. One of the great things about having you know, the partnership with Park and Rec and doing it either at the fairgrounds or at Manthe, or the 2 places we've done it this year, we're at the fairgrounds, is those diamonds hold up really, really well even if it rains. And so we've had some mornings where it rained early and it was a little damp and wet, and we were still able to put the clinic on, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. So we're hoping for a good day. So
okay, rain or shine, it goes on.
Yep, it does.
Mark Arjes from Youth First, our guest today on Talk of the Town here on AM 1390.